Author, speaker, certified coach, and energy master, Doc White gets to the heart of what matters most. She features guests and experts to help you consciously create more success, health, and wellness in every area of your life, work, and relationships. They'll share their success stories, wisdom, and know-how to help you shine more light onto your day and into your life. Power your life right now. Here's Joanne White.
Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining us on Power Your Life. And I'm Dr. Joanne White, and it's always a pleasure to be here. And just many people are doing some incredible things all across the globe. We're having, in spite of COVID, we're having entrepreneurs showing up and people sharing their gifts and their knowledge. And today is no exception. And today, on Power Your Life, we're going to talk about how you can add more power and success to your life as well as to your business, and I have just the person to do that with us today, and I'm talking about Krishna Mohan, who's an entrepreneur, a business coach, a speaker, as well as a #1 best-selling author, and he spent the last 20 years elevating Fortune 500 companies and several startup organizations, focusing on sales, business development, as well as finance. Krishna believes success comes from a focused commitment to developing new business, cultivating relationships, training salespeople, and creating growth strategies. Krishna is an acclaimed speaker and regularly speaks in various corporate events, boot camps, and management trainings, and he's been seen on Fox TV as well as multiple media outlets and so much more. He's also the president of Genius Visionary, managing partner of Capital Street Investment, and the president of Gifting Boutique. Wow, wow, wow. Welcome, Krishna. How are you?
Doing great. That's a wonderful introduction. Thank you so much for having me on your show.
It's my pleasure, and thank you for being here. So you're very successful and very well-versed in business and have helped not only big companies but solopreneurs and people move forward in their business. So let's say somebody wants to get started or is ready to start their business. What are some things that they need to think about before pursuing that or as they're beginning it, Krishna?
Yes. So the way I look at it is that first and foremost thing, I need to have the clarity on my why. Why am I starting this business? Why is it that I want to get into business? So that why could be, a reason to, have their, retirement, set up or have it because, they're tired of the corporate job. It could be because they want to take care of the family, kids, and, plan for their future and things like that. Whatever is that why, that needs to be very, very clear. That's the step number one. And then once you have the why very clear, then you actually want to, reflect upon and see what is it that I'm really good at? What is it that I can really contribute to this market in terms of, what can I bring as a value to my prospects, for my customers? That's very critical. In business, the success is directly proportional to the complexity of the problems that you can solve. So, once you have these two things, then it's a matter of, figuring out, what industry, what kind of, subsect within that industry, and then, do a little more research on that and align that with your why and then, what, and then also your own skill set. And then, decide upon, okay, this is what I'm going to do. It's not a process where, there is money in this particular business, so I'm going to do it. That's not the way you start a business. You start the business in this approach. When you do this in this proper, sequence, then, your success will be, kind of inevitable. And then, you got to do a reality check in terms of, what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses, what you can bring into the table. Is it your skill set, your hardworking nature, the money that probably you can bring in, or the relationships or the networks that you already built over time, and then be a little more real about it. I see a lot of entrepreneurs are a little more over optimistic, and then miss the reality part of it, and then it's going to cost them in terms of time, and there's a learning curve involved in anything you do. So, yeah, having this approach will eliminate potential pitfalls, save a lot of time, save a lot of money in the process. I think that should be a good start.
Good. So, many people start their business and they're moving forward, and how do they need to really maintain what's considered a healthy, maybe, relationship with their business, a healthy mindset with their business? What's needed to be in the long run? So we've started the business, we're excited about it, we want to move forward, we're following the steps that you've outlined. How do we keep it going? Is there a checklist? Yeah. Is there something to look at that helps us define that we're keeping our business the way it needs to be?
Yeah. So, okay, now that you have already started your business, I think it's very important as a business owner to have your goals in place. Like, what is your revenue goal? What is it that I'm actually looking forward to accomplish in this year? That's like an yearly goal. It's a number. You got to have that clear number. Once you have that, then you break down into your quarterly goal, and then monthly goals. And once you have the financial numbers mapped out, what you need to do next is in terms of how do I get this this revenue goal for this month? If I have to do $100,000, how do I get there? Okay, I need to have this many customers paying me this much, and then that's how I get to that number. If I have to have 100 customers paying me X amount, how do I get these 100 customers? Then I need to look for how many customers how many prospects that I'm supposed to, touch, so that gets into the funnel and then translates to that one sale. So is it 10:1? Is it like 20:1? Do I have to talk to 20 people to get that one sale? So I need to have that clarity. Once you have that, then that becomes a multiplier to the actual number of customers that you are, pursuing. And that's how you eliminate the guesswork. That's how you eliminate, the unpredictability. So if we do
So it sounds like you're talking specifically just about money in terms of the business. Is that the only? Is that the only?
That is just not. Yeah, you're right. So that metric will help them to actually have predictability in their operations. At the same time, as a business owner, the number one quality that you need to have is resilience, because you got to be, taking setbacks. You should be able to take failures. You should be consistent in your efforts. There'll be a lot of uncertainties. There'll be economy issues. There'll be so many things that are coming up, operational or in employees and things like that. And then also you need to have a mindset of serving. You're serving somebody. You're helping somebody. So you need to have that kind of, attitude that I am helping. How many people that I can help in a day? How many more people that I can help tomorrow? Having that mindset and then having these goals in place, and then having that, not giving up attitude, because in business you will have problems. In business you'll have setbacks. In business, it's a matter of you handling a lot of, challenges and then overcoming them. For the long-term success, these things are very important. And once you have all of these things, then it's just a matter of, get going, because you are the leader. You will have employees, you will have customers, you will have, everybody is looking at you. And you're not only just working to build this company, but you're also helping your employees, their families, your customers, and then customers, families, and your customers' customers. So you're a problem solver, you're a helper, you're actually, a person who is actually a caring person for everybody. So that will help in getting repetitive business, and then to not only, survive, but thrive in the long run.
I like that. I think that's important. Whatever happened to passion? I know that many people have an idea, they're passionate about a skill set. You mentioned skill set. They're passionate about being able to share that with people. How does that enter into a business mindset?
Right. So passion is actually a must. In other words, you have to be passionate. Like I said, when I was saying that, you are serving your customer, you are passionate about something. I am trying to solve this in this market, so I'm passionate about, solving it, so thereby it can make this difference to this customer. So, I'm passionate about, developing, great teams. So thereby I try to help, my teams to excel in their jobs. I am passionate about, doing this to the society. So thereby I am doing everything. So if you are passionate, it's no longer work. It's a flow. You love what you do. You want to wake up and just get going. You are continuously on it, and it becomes a part of life. You can merge your work and your life together when you're really passionate about something. And if you're not passionate, then there's a problem, because it's going to be tough out there. It's not an easy ride. Then it becomes a struggle. So passion is very important. Picking a field of your choice, whether it is business or a job or any kind of endeavors, aligning with your passion will make you get going. And then that, like I said, it's all about consistency. It's all about focus. It's all about being on it. This is like a marathon race. So you got to be prepared for working long hours, working consistently for a very, very, very long time, not giving up. Definitely passion is one of the important ingredient in the overall success.
Good. And I think the not giving up, because like you said, Krishna, we go through challenges, whether they're challenges in life or in our business. Not everything, not every day is going to turn out the way we would like, and not every customer, not every sale. There may be challenges all along the way, and like you said, we have to really kind of be in there for the long haul and be able to kind of pick ourselves up if we've had a challenge, and just be able to move on and go forward no matter what. So
right.
Tell us a little bit about what motivated you to go into business? Was there something in your life or something that happened that shifted you to move in this particular direction? What was the impetus for it?
Yeah, in my case, it came from the realizations that I got over the period of working with large companies and working in different kinds of sales, business development, management kind of roles. What I realized is that I picked up a lot of skills. I worked with a lot of industries, a lot of customers, and different situations. And then I've been observing what is it that, really that I want? I realize that I'm good at helping people. I'm good at dealing with people. I'm good at developing teams. I'm good at, managing, teams. And I get satisfaction by helping and working closely with the customers. And then I realized that I have that attitude of really, going above and beyond to help people. And then I thought, okay, if I am doing all these things to these large companies, then why not I do it myself and build something so where I have something, that I did, for myself. I started from ground zero and I built this to a certain level. And then I create my own, customer base. I create my own, teams, and then I help everybody that are around me. So I think that was my primary reason why I shifted, kind of working from someone to do things on my own.
I think I think we get to that place. I was in corporate too for a while, and
Right.
wanted to branch out and do my, and go into business for myself. And many people do that, not necessarily moving from business into their own, but they say, okay, I want to do it. And there are pitfalls in just doing it without really having some preparation to be able to move forward. Okay, I'm opening a business tomorrow, right? I mean, hello? So what do they need to think about immediately before they just plunge ahead into, okay, I'm quitting my job, I'm opening a new business tomorrow, and here we are?
No, that's not going to happen. I think, that's kind of wishful thinking. Good luck. Yeah, we have seen, failures in that kind of situation. So I think what I would caution anybody, is they need to be having, a financial backup for at least a year before they jump onto anything, because in business you're bound to fail. It's just not even an option. It's going to happen. Now, which way, we don't know. What kind of a surprise you're going to face, we don't know, because it could be market change, competitors, come up with something else, and your understanding of the business is not so accurate. Your forecasting is not so good. Your predictions are not so good. Things take time. Everything takes time. You are new to all of these things. You still did not figure it out. You still did not have that track record. You are the best employee of your company, but that does not mean that you are even an average entrepreneur. You're not even an average business owner. That's a huge, difficult reality that you have to face. You have to, you're on your own. Nobody is going to support you. Nobody is even going to listen to you. It's your dream, your passion, your commitment, your vision, that you have to bring everybody on board with you so you can actually convince your customers, convince your employees to come and work with you, convince your family or anybody, because they don't know what you're trying to do, because you have not even done anything. Unless you show some tangible results, you cannot make anybody around you believe you and then, help you in the process. So be aware of all of those things. And then, if you have that kind of support network and then have the financial backup, then I would definitely, say then you're ready. If not, try to have some level of support system around you. Try to have some financial backup. That way you can, commit fully into the new venture, and then focus on it, without getting, demoralized, because it is what it is. We all have seen it, and I think this is definitely a most valuable advice that I would give for anybody who wants to start something on their own.
Good. So you've been in business for probably over 20 years and working with some pretty really famous companies and Fortune 500 companies. Have you noticed business changing in the last 20 years? And I'm not just talking about what we're going through today, but in the last 20 years, and if so, how has business changed?
Oh yes, business has changed significantly. I would say, prior to internet era is one kind of change, and after the internet, things have changed a bit. And then I say over the past, I think, 10 years, digital marketing has changed the whole game of everything. So the changes are like more related to technology, more related to internet, more related to social media, and then more related to the connectivity. So back in the day, you have this bureaucracy, you have these hierarchies in the companies, and information is not so much available for everybody. Access to information is only limited for the select few. That has changed over time. I would say significantly changed from 2000s, and then I think last 5-6 years it's like kind of everybody has access to everything. So this is a new level playing field, and then that right there has put a lot of businesses out of business because, as I said, information is no longer it's available for everybody. And then that actually means that, people who are having that big idea or entrepreneurship mentality or wanting to do anything, or the hunger or passion, they can do it irrespective of where you are in which part of this world. So that's why we see a lot of bigger companies, bankrupt, or, they're out of the businesses because smaller players, unknown companies coming from unknown places taking over, industries. Because of that one single reason. So information, data into information, internet, social media, digital marketing has changed everything in every possible industry. I think these are the main things that I see significantly changed.
What about relationships? I mean, what about relationships in not only in the company, but also and the employees, but to your customers and whatever? How has that shifted? And I don't just mean because suddenly we have internet and we're able to access people all over the world. Is there a different need, a different something that goes into the relationship that we're having with people now?
Well, yeah. So the relationship part, right, it's almost always the same. You're like, for example, the process may be different. Back in the day, you tend to meet your customers like in person, and then you spend time or coffee, lunch, or whatever, and then you will have multiple interactions at that level. So thereby you have that human touch to that that transaction, and then and people were seeking for that, and they wouldn't be open to do business with the people that really did not have that kind of relationship. So the focus was to initially establish that relationship, rapport, and then take it forward from there. And then that slowly changed in the way you interact with everybody. I would say not only customers, vendors, everybody, internal, external. It just changed the way you interact with them, but the relationship aspect still remains the same. You still need to have relationships. People are people. People are having feelings. They have their likes, dislikes. They have their own personalities. And then those dynamics, I think, still did not change even today, even in the internet age. And maybe many people may think that they can get away with any other ways, but the reality is, if you really have to do something really, like really big or something long term, the relationship aspect is very important. I think that did not change. The dynamic in which you interact with them might have changed. Could be, maybe phone or internet or iPod, Zoom or anything else. But even that's a form of communication, but still the relationship need to be established, and people seek that. People want that.
I think that's so very important. I know personally that if there are two of the same products, that and depending upon my relationship with the owners and with their salespeople or whatever, the product's the same. However, the way that they're treating their customers or that relationship, I would make a decision based on that because, again, the value of the product is the same, but the value of the interaction that you're talking about or the relationship is different. And I don't think I'm alone in that from what you're saying. I think there are many people who that there's value in that relationship, and no matter if it's on the internet or person to person or whatever, we still crave that, right?
Yeah.
So we're almost out of time. What would you say to people like who are concerned about starting a business and especially solopreneurs or whatever? What's a mistake that they make often or could make that you would like to caution them about?
Yeah, I think they overestimate their capabilities and underestimate the difficulty in making revenues. What I really mean by that is that you think you could do a lot in the market pretty quickly because you're a confident individual, because you have a lot of skills and everything. But when you actually go and try to execute those things do not happen. And then that brings the frustration, and then that's when you start making mistakes of it could lead to a wrong hire. It could lead to a wrong investment. It could lead to, skipping some steps, like I mentioned, in terms of building your business because you're in a rush to make things happen. So what I would say is that focus should be the number one job of a business owner or entrepreneur is to focus on the revenues. It's extremely important. And cash flows. If your business does not have cash flows, you don't have a business, period. You have to focus on that. Number two is the financials. Having a good understanding about how to manage your cash flows, how to manage, as we talk about the business, funding and business credit aspect of it, understanding a little bit of taxes, accounting, and all functions of the organizations are extremely important. You've got to focus on developing your skills in all of those areas while you build your business, while you build your employees, while you work with your customers, your product and service. So it's a kind of 360-degree view that you need to have as a business owner. So thereby, you have control. You know how to deal with that accountant. You know how to get the right contract from your attorney. Otherwise, you kind of will be lost. So yeah, that's what I mean by they overestimate what they can do and underestimate what's possible.
And I think, like you're saying, it's important to not do that, and yet it's great to have that confidence. We need that in moving forward. But I like when you said, but you have to be realistic as well. So we can have this fantastic idea and this pie in this, but we have this pie in the sky idea, but we really have to bring it down. Look at the numbers, look at everything you're talking about to really make it successful and not be afraid to look at that. I know somebody who never paid attention to the numbers in his business. He was just very much into supporting people, which I think is wonderful and incredible, but he suffered. His business suffered because he didn't pay attention to that, and that was a shame because he did have something that he could offer people, but because he wasn't savvy or focusing on profit and numbers and sales and loss and all of that stuff, his business lost out. So we are out of time almost. people would love to find out more about what you're doing, I know you do have a free gift on your website. Tell people how they can get a hold of you, how they can help their business grow with you, and all of that good stuff.
Yeah. I think the best way for anyone who want to reach to me is through my email, which is krishna@geniusbusinesscoach.com. Again, krishna@geniusbusinesscoach.com. And then also I would, recommend anybody to go to my website and download my 10K challenge book, which is really helpful to start off with 8 strategies that I listed that they can, quickly implement and, get some quick revenue in the next 90 days. And then I also have a 3-part educational video series on my online academy, geniusonlineacademy.com. They can go there and sign up, and they get the 3-part educational series. I think these 2 things can help them to quickly implement and then make some, revenues in the next 90 days. And then from there, if somebody needs any advanced, support or advice or, continuous, coaching, then they can always get in touch with me. We can talk about it and then figure out a plan to help you succeed.
Wonderful. I love it. So what would you want to leave our listeners with before we close, Krishna?
I would say that there are so many opportunities out there, unbelievable opportunities out there, but all we need is to, be committed, stay focused, and then, this is a long-term game. Just keep going. You will definitely, succeed.
Wonderful. So keep going, stay focused, and do it.
Yes,
right?
Let's do it. Yep.
Thank you so much. I appreciate your knowledge and what you offer people. And can you tell people your website one more time?
Yeah. This is geniusbusinesscoach.com. That's my coaching website. And then I have my online academy, which is geniusonlineacademy.com. These are the 2 sites that I would recommend for revenue business coaching help. We also do something called we build business credit for business owners based on EIN. If they are further interested on that, they can go to www.geniusbusinesscredit.com. So these are the 3 sites that they can, use.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, and I appreciate you being on Power Your Life. Have a great day.
You too. Thank you so much. I appreciate the opportunity.
My pleasure. Take care. So think about what Krishna Mohan said about your business and what you need, and really making sure that you have the strategies, because it's important to make sure you have that level of commitment, to make sure that you are looking at the finances, as he said, and to really take care of your customers and to make sure that you really are in it for the long haul. I mean, he said something that's really important. There's going to be failure, and just because you fail at one particular aspect of your business, you just may have to shift it or change it or tweak it a little bit. Don't give up. You need to remember what Krishna said, is that you need to be in it for the long haul. And power your life. Power your life, power your business. Sometimes it's just about really taking those little steps towards your goal, towards your business, towards your career, towards a life goal, whatever it is, to make sure that you are just moving forward. It doesn't have to be a big step all the time, but just some progress to have you moving forward towards where you want to be and what you want to do. If you want to get a hold of me, you can go to docwhite.org. And remember, you have the means to be able to start a business, to reach your goals, and to have the success that you dream of. Have a great day. Thanks for being here.
You've been listening to the Power Your Life radio show with host and author Dr. Joanne White. Listen often and spread the word about the upbeat show to enrich you and grow your life in the direction you desire. Listen again and again and visit docwhite.org for more information and find out how Dr. Joanne can benefit you. Thank you for sharing your day with us, and stay tuned for more exciting guests and events to come.